Illinois Valley Community Hospital, we care for you.
Talkin' Sports brought to you by the caring professionals at Illinois Valley Community Hospital.
IVCH.
Gary Barrera at Hall High School, another really good year, Gary, at Hall. It just seems like the Red Devils' presence is felt all around the state wherever Hall shows up. I mean, you're well known as far as a school is concerned. Everything from, maybe football and volleyball in the fall all the way through, and your coach has done a great job. But in fact, maybe we'll talk a little bit about, you can go chronologically or however, hit some highlights, and then talk a little bit about the new conference and the kind of thing that football is going to run into, because that'll be part of the conversation too. But what about the school year? What do you like about what happened at Hall this year?
Well, we started off with boys and girls track. We had Scott Janusik and TJ Mosbach. They both qualified for state and cross country. We had a couple girls as well. Daniela Kamovic, who I think he will be running over at Joliet Junior College, and Gabby Dess as well. They were some very strong runners for us. As far as football goes, it's the first time in a while that we haven't made the playoffs, but Coach Jason Bland's first year, he did a fantastic job for us, him and his coaching staff with Mike Filippini, and then you have some old-timers like Steve Smith and Joe Furlan have been there for a while, and they've done a great job over the years. I mean, we lost a couple tough games. We ended up the season with a tough loss against St. Thomas More, but we were right there. Had a great win against Princeton during homecoming, was great. We did a nice job defensively. We had a hard time putting the ball in the end zone for us, but overall the kids were very hard workers. I was pleased with all our sports and all our coaches with, kind of like what Greg Sarver said, you don't know how much time they actually do put in with all the coaching, and now that summer started there, we got the open gyms going, we got weightlifting going, everything's going right now. So volleyball, we got some girls coming back. We got, we were young, in a lot of sports we were young. So with volleyball, we got Mickey Victor and Caitlin Ranieri. They'll be leaving us, and Christina Richardson. Christina Richardson was just a heck of an athlete for us all year long. She was a 3-sport athlete and even danced for us too. So really, she was like a 4-sport athlete for us. So losing athletes like her is it hurts Hall, but hopefully there'll be people like Liz Mosbach, who's a young sophomore on the rise, who actually went down to state this year and qualified for state and got 3rd place in the Open 400, and it was also part of the 4x1 and 4x4 teams that qualified for our girls. So we got some good young athletes coming up, so it looks promising. And like I said, the one thing that I'm concerned about is how hard our kids work. And I tell you what, that I was very happy to see Hall High School work. The athletes there work as hard as they can.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point about the assistant coaches too. Even though Jason's new in football, the core of those guys that worked with Gary Vicini came back to help him get started. Jason's a hard-working guy; he'll get it done. I mean, there's no doubt.
Oh yeah, he's working on it right now. I mean,
I'll bet he is.
He is. We're talking. We got the new conference coming up with the WCC, the West Central Conference, right, that will be in 2011, and that they're going to divide it up into 2 brackets. So we'll have the Southern Division, which will be Pittsfield, Camp Point, Warsaw, Illini West, Monmouth, and Macomb. And then we'll be in the North Division with Mendota, Princeton, Orion, Sherrard, and Rock Ridge. So, it's going to be very competitive with us. We have, we'll be competing again. We won't lose that Mendota and Hall rival that's been there for many years, and we also have the Princeton rival as well. So it'll be good for us to get in there. We're excited about it. The coaching staff's excited about us, and we just can't wait to play.
Gary, are there going to be crossover games to fill out the schedule, or does each school have to get Independence or some more schools to fill out the?
Yeah, we'll have 4 crossover games. Yeah, you're looking at some long hauls for us. That could be 3.5 hours. But hopefully with the conference, we talk to them, and we'll be playing on some Saturdays. So we'll have a couple Saturday games, which won't be bad for us. A Saturday afternoon game's not, it's not all that bad. Especially when you're talking about going into playoffs, you might be playing on a Saturday afternoon, so it could help us. But with those long trips, it's you're only talking about a long trip to Pittsfield, maybe 1 out of every 8 years. So it'll rotate, so those will rotate. Every 2 years we'll play a home and away against Pittsfield, and then Camp Point and Warsaw. So it'll just kind of go from there.
I wondered, had Joe Furlan recovered from his blowing out the candles on his birthday cake on Monday? I heard he passed out with that many candles at this point. You know,
he might be watching the webcast down in Arizona right now.
Yeah, they got their place out there, don't they? That's right.
He's down there probably celebrating his birthday. What is he? 56?
58. I know that for a fact.
All right.
He's
58.
Wait a second. He's 50. Yeah, he's 58.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Poor old guy.
Doesn't look a day over 30.
Yeah, right.
Wait a second, I'm 58. He's 59. That's right. He's 59.
It's weird how that changes every year.
Every year at your birthday, it just
you have
goes
to
up
increment it by one.
That's right.
Help us out just for a second, Gary, about the rest of the. You were talking about football in 2011 and 12. Will it be Tri-County then? The rest of the.
Yeah, in 2011, Hall will be entering the Tri-County as well with, Marquette, Roanoke, Benson, Low Point, Washburn, Peoria Christian, Putnam County. So we're going to be excited with that too. I mean, we had a lot of different options as far as looking at other conferences, but they weren't looking to expand. So for us, being in the WCC for football and in Tri-County for all the other sports is a great fit for Hall High School.
Yeah, kind of balance out the travel expense too.
Yeah, it's relatively close.
Most of those are closer.
Yeah, going over to Putnam County, there's a rival there too as well. With Putnam County, and with our enrollment decreasing, actually, we're right around or just below 400, and our projection is going to be right around 400 for about the next 6-7 years. So, it's a good fit for us, enrollment size and travel wise.
Pretty good competition too. I mean, you're talking about Marquette and Peoria Christian and the Putnam County, obviously, and a lot of people don't know about Low Point, Washburn, Roanoke, Benson, and Midland. But those are all very viable. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out.
Yeah, Midland had a great baseball team this year.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah.
They got beat, I think, in the sectionals, I think it was.
Yeah, they had a couple of standout basketball players too.
Well, and you think about the Tri-County, and you think about how those little communities come together to support their athletics, and how important those high schools are to them. And those schools oftentimes overachieve, as we've seen year after year of being exposed to the Tri-County Conference.
And anybody that misses the Tri-County Basketball Conference Tournament Championship is just missing maybe the greatest night of high school basketball.
It's a lot of fun.
Do you? We've kind of asked the various coaches about coaching openings. Is everybody set for next school year? Yeah,
everybody's set right now. I mean, we still got a school board meeting coming up in June where we will, rehire all the coaches at that time. Our coaching staff. We have no openings. Other than the lower levels. We have a couple vacancies, but our head varsity coaches will be back next year.
How's it working out for you? Are you enjoying the challenge?
Yeah, it's at first, coming from Mendota, everybody's going to Hall, that was a big deal. But I've really enjoyed my year. We have a lot of great kids, a lot of great athletes. The teachers are great. The administration is great. I mean, it's just been a joy to be at Hall High School this year, and I've enjoyed it throughout the whole year. Watching kids run, even hearing the latest with Scott Janusek, he got third in the 2 mile, and he got eighth in the mile, and then with Anthony Urbanski getting third or the fourth in the 800. So I mean, we got a lot of great athletes, and they're fun to watch. I mean, these kids are out there day and night just working their tails off.
Really. Well, hey, I'm glad you could make it.